कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, अरे कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो। साहब मिले सबूरी में, अरे साहब मिले सबूरी में, मन लागो यार फकीरी में।
How to differentiate or recognize, like, if we trust the universe and we follow our destiny, and we don't like create the plan for our life, we just go with the flow in life and we allow the life to unfold. So how to differentiate this from just being like a kind of loser who is lazy and do nothing?
The lazy one does a lot. The lazy one is lazy and inactive only externally. Internally he is very active. Please appreciate this. The ones we call as lazy are not lazy at all. They do not move their limbs, but their minds are very active. Absolute laziness is the supreme virtue. Sages like Ashtavakra have sung greatly in praise of divine laziness. Divine laziness is a total stopping of all movement, coming to that point within where nothing moves at all. That is why it has been called as lazy. You know, there is a song, a Gita. You have heard of the Gita of Krishna. There is another Gita called the Ajagar Gita. The Gita of the great python. You know the python? It just keeps lying somewhere, doesn't move. It's an icon of laziness. So that Gita is known by the Ajagar, the python, the most lazy one. It is devoted to inaction. Inaction. There is one mind that appears to be inactive but is very active within. There is another mind that appears to be very active but is totally still, composed and silent within. Which one do you want? The silent one. That is the art of living. To be totally active outside and totally inactive within. The fan over your head is such a good example. The wings, the blades can move about so freely only because the axis is totally still. The center is still. And so the wings can fly. That is laziness. In that sense, the self, the Atman, is supremely lazy. It does not do anything. It is just a watcher. By virtue of it, everything happens, but by itself it does nothing. In its presence, everything happens, but it is never the doer. Can one live like that? Acting, yet not acting. And you are acting and yet not acting when you are unconcerned with the fruits of the action. If you are not acting with a particular result or the future in mind, then you do not become an actor in spite of acting. Now you are just acting. Just acting. Why? No reason. Reason means a perceived profit, which will come to me in the future. So when you act reasonlessly, when you act without the need to feel secure or gain something, then you are actually not acting in spite of acting. Now you will not have to carry forward the results of the action. Now the past will not come to haunt you. Are you getting it? And now you are not a loser. You are the highest winner. Alternately, you are the greatest loser. You have lost all your miseries.
But does it mean that we can't have any plans?
You can have all the plans without expecting anything from the plans. Plan as much as you want to, but don't cry when the plan fails. If the plan succeeds, good. If the plan fails, even better. And if you want a plan B, have a plan C, D, E, F as well. I mean, fine, the alphabet is yours. You are free to plan as much as possible. Plan as kids do. Plan as one plans in a dream. Don't take your plans seriously.
But is it not like this that planning just takes us away from the present moment?
Nothing can ever take you away from the present. If someone has told you that planning takes you away from the present, he doesn't know the present. The present is the truth. Even when you feel that you are away from the truth, you are still in the truth. It is just that you are feeling in a stupid way. Nothing can ever take you away from the present. Even the past and the future are contained in the present. Where will you go away from the present? The present is all that there is. There is no other place to go. Where will you go?
But maybe this planning takes us away from being conscious of the present moment.
You can never be conscious of the present. You can only be in the present. All consciousness is in the present. You can never be conscious of the present. The present is like the vast sky. How can it ever be contained in your consciousness? Thought is like the cloud floating in the sky. Let the thought, the plan hang about. It cannot spoil the sky. Even if you try to contaminate the sky with the worst kind of pollution, it is never the sky that is contaminated. Can you ever stain the sky? The present is that sky which contains everything and yet is untouched by anything.
Or you can try to align your intentions with the will of the universe also, so that things...
You can never align your intentions with the will of the universe, because the will of the universe can never be known to you. How will you align? How will you align? Only when you do not take your will seriously, then you let the will of the universe flow through you. When do you know the will of the universe? Only when it expresses itself through you. Never in advance. Never in advance. If you think that you can know the will of the universe and then adjust or align or manipulate your will so that these two are aligned and in harmony, that will never happen.
But that could be why your plans don't happen either, if it's not...
Your plans sometimes do materialize as well, don't they? Didn't you plan to come here? Didn't I plan to come here? I did. Surely you didn't stumble into this place. There was some kind of a cause-effect thing happening behind it. Didn't you plan to take a flight? Didn't you plan to apply for a visa? Didn't all those plans materialize? They do. So sometimes plans fructify, sometimes plans fail. In either case, you are in the present. It is not about the plans. Mind you, it is about the planner. Do not be too concerned, too identified with the planner. If you take the planner seriously, then you make the planner your master. We take that planning mind, the ego mind, very seriously. We let it dictate terms to us. Let the planner be surrendered to the truth and then keep planning. What else will it do? The mind is a monkey. It can only hop around. Let the mind be surrendered. Surrender is the key word. In that surrender, you are free to plan. You are saying now that all my plans are as per your wish, and now I'll go and plan as much as I want to. You see, if you just claim that you must not plan, you are only inviting hypocrisy, because you will find that you will end up planning. Can you have a flyover without planning? Don't you already have return tickets with you? Does that not require planning? Does that or does that not? But you will claim that planning is an evil thing because some teacher or some book told it to me. And that is just hypocrisy. You are planning, even that teacher is planning. But he is advising and preaching that plans are very bad. Not the plans, it is the planner that is the burden. Keep your head down and let your head plan then. Just keep it down. Keep it down and then let it plan, think, run around, do all the kinds of stupidities that it wants to do.
Would you like to say a word about control?
Same thing.
Yeah, because
Planning is the need to control. Same thing, just the same thing. Be controlled and then control as much as you want to. Be the perfect servant and then you are the master of everything. Bow down to the one and then you will never need to bow down to anybody else. So I said, be controlled and then you control everything. Surrender your control to that and then you are free to control everything else if you want to. If you don't want to, even that freedom you have. You want to run someday, run. You don't want to run someday, don't run. But know that you are never operating outside the wish of your master or your beloved. Are you getting it? Our situation is totally opposite. To God, we do not surrender. We say, no. How can we bow down in front of you? And to the world, we keep surrendering every day. Here, even the smallest force is enough to defeat us, to control us, to make us feel like a loser. Does that not happen? A little bit of change in the weather and you are disturbed. Some agitation in the city and you do not know what to do. Some news that come to you by the mobile phone and your mood is spoilt. Somebody comes and says, hey, you have been talking rubbish, and you suddenly have self-doubts. Somebody comes and says, you are the ugliest person I ever saw, and quickly you pull out the mirror. So, we have no qualms with that. How obediently we allow the world to rule us, don't we? We allow everybody to control us except God. Your flight is running late. Are you able to do anything about it? Now you are surrendered. Yes, I am waiting, my Lord. When you will descend from the heavens, then I will come to you. Now the airline is God, and you are surrendered. And some really spiritual fellow may decide to crash the plane, and you will not be able to do anything about it. So deep is your surrender. So you will surrender to all the loonies, but never to God. Never to God. I am saying surrender to the one, and then you will not need to surrender to all these idiots.
Sir, for example, I was born first 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. From when was I understand the beloved, the God, and myself. From when the journey began towards Him? Since when the journey begins?
Journey towards what?
To the beloved, to God.
There is no journey. You are already there. What do you mean by journey? There is no journey at all. Get rid of this notion that there is something out there away from you that you must reach. All journey implies a distance, a destination. There is no journey. You are already there. Now, already there, you can journey as much as you want to. Will the bird ever say, I want to journey to the sky? You are the bird who claims that it wants to fly to the sky. The bird flies in the sky. The destination is the expanse in which it flies. It cannot fly to the sky.
Distance is just a notion.
Distance is not only a notion, distance is a reality. You can cover a lot of distance, just as the bird covers a lot of distance. But you are carrying the destination within you even when you are covering all those distances. That which you are seeking is the one who is enabling the seeking within you, sitting within you.
So then what do we seek?
Why does the bird fly? Just for fun? So keep seeking if you want to. But never
Have this feeling that
have a great all-encompassing feeling that the sky is suddenly lost. Think of that bird who feels that she's out of the sky now. The bird is feeling that the sky has disappeared. She has dropped out of the sky and has gone to some guru. And the guru is saying, no, unless you do some great sadhana, you cannot reach the sky. You are out of space now. And both the guru and the bird are talking in space. In the space, the guru is advising that space is lost and sky is lost, and a lot of methods and practices and effort is now needed to regain what you have lost. You have not lost anything. You cannot lose that even if you want to lose it. Are you getting it? You cannot lose God even if you try best to lose Him. Put in as much effort as you want to. You will not succeed. You will not succeed either way. You put in a lot of effort trying to reach God, you will fail. You put in a lot of effort trying to lose God, you will again fail.
Because you are in God. And thus you are God. You can say.